You look at Detroit going forward, and Bruce Brown going to play the 2. They've bought out Markieff. They've bought out Reggie. It's a matter of just continuing to lose games at this point. There's not a ton else to get excited about. There's not a ton of news surrounding this team right now. Those are the storylines. I mean, hey, that's fine. Let's we could talk about the Pistons signing Derrick Walton Jr. and Donta Hall. Couple guys that they've brought in to fill some roster spots. As you let Reggie walk, you let Markieff walk. So if that's a storyline, we can get into that too.
Yeah, I mean, they're 2 signings that are somewhat intriguing. I like the Donta Hall one because the Pistons don't really have a ton of intrigue at center spot outside of Christian Wood. And they're playing Thon Maker, and they have John Henson, and both of those guys do absolutely nothing for me. So it's nice that they give Donta Hall a chance, who has absolutely dominated the G League this season with the Grand Rapids Drive. When you look at the year that he has had, you can see exactly why the Pistons decided to call him up. And he's a guy that I do hope the Pistons give a shot to in his time with the team, because he was very productive with the Drive, averaged a double-double, 15 points, 10 rebounds a game, very athletic inside, and I know he's a little bit older for a rookie. He's 23 years old. I get that, but he still has intrigue for the Pistons, and when you're a team that doesn't have a ton of that, this is a guy that you give a chance to. I guess he's technically still only 22. He'll be 23 at the beginning of next season, but this is a guy that you take a chance on and you give a shot to, because when you do the things that he has done in his rookie season in the G League, there's no reason to not give him a look, especially when you have the minutes available, because you don't need to be playing John Henson and Thon Maker, So it's a good signing. The Derrick Walton one, I'm not as, and this is coming from a Michigan fan, I'm not as excited about. Walton already a little bit older. He's had a couple seasons in the NBA where he hasn't done anything too impressive, but I guess it's whatever. This is a team that's, again, not going to play Bruce Brown at the point guard spot, so I guess I'd rather see Walton playing point guard minutes than Brandon Knight. Not that will happen, because Dwayne Casey doesn't coach like that. He'll coach to win and play Tony Snell 35 minutes, Brandon Knight 25 minutes off the bench, Derrick Rose 30 minutes. He'll play his veterans till the end in a 20-point blowout. But theoretically, it would be better to watch Derrick Walton Jr. play basketball for the Detroit Pistons than it would be Brandon Knight. I'm not sure how long either of these guys last. I think if I had to pick one to be on the team by the end of the season, I would pick Donta Hall, just because of what he's done in the G League. I think there's more intrigue around him. Derrick Walton's kind of, what he really is at this point, unless something changes and he really is able to put it together. But I like that the Pistons are being active with the roster spots. They're not just sitting around. I hope that they both get a look, and I hope that the Pistons continue to be proactive. If Walton get a shot and they don't look too impressive, I hope that they're already looking at some other guys to give a chance to, because that is a big part of running a front office, finding those gems. There's always gems in the G League that just need a chance. We have seen it every single year, and it continues to become more prevalent that there are guys in the G League that just need a shot at the NBA level. So even if neither of these guys work out for Detroit, they have these 2 roster spots now, and they need to continue to scout and scour the G League to find talent. But I will say this one more time. I'm very intrigued with Donta Hall. A little bit undersized as a center. He's just 6'9", but he's so athletic. He hustles. He rebounds. He does the things that excite you for a guy that could come in and play quality backup center minutes. I'm not saying that Donta Hall is some all-star level player. I'm not giving him Ben Wallace comparisons like I'm seeing in my Twitter mentions. But I'm saying, hey, this is a guy that I'm willing to give a chance to and see what he can do. Maybe he has a future in the NBA as a backup center.
Yeah, at least give it a try, right? you're sitting at the sixth worst team in basketball right now, even though those Eastern Conference standings are all close, and everybody in that range is right there in the mix of playoff positioning. I should say draft positioning at this point, standings positioning and all that. But at the end of the day, you've got to go out and you got to take some flyers. You got to try. You got to do something, because now you're basically playing with house money. This is basketball. These are games you want to lose, but free basketball that you can experiment with. Experiment with it. If it costs you games, then all the better. And if you win games because you found some young talent, okay. I mean, you want the better draft pick, but at least then you're finding some pieces that maybe you can utilize going forward. So there's no losing in this situation.
Yeah, no doubt. And these are two guys that, at least, Hall, are guys with some potential still. Hall has done some nice things in the G League. He's even showing off a little bit of a three-point shot. It's not there yet. He's shooting just 27% from the three-point line on less than an attempt per game. But it looks like it's something that can be worked with. It's something that can be developed, and that adds an element to his game as an undersized center. Being able to step outside the three-point line, that's a good thing to be able to do. And that's something that needs to continue to be built upon in his time with the organization. So this is a signing that intrigues me. Again, the Derrick Walton one. Again, I'm a Michigan fan. I like it. I'm glad he's taking another shot. I'm not holding out hope that there's a big-time player in there. But it's going to be interesting to see how the Pistons manage these 10-day contracts. Because usually you don't sign a guy to a 10-day contract if you're not going to play him.
Right. So
I hope that the Pistons have told Dwayne Casey that he has to play these guys somewhat and give them a chance. Especially Hall. And I'm not trying to, push Derrick Walton Jr. out of the equation or anything. But the Pistons could really use another center right now. John Henson's a great dude. I'm sure of it. But we don't need to see John Henson on the court for 20 minutes tonight. Give these next 10 days, and these next however many games they are, 4 or 5, whatever, give him to Donta Hall and see what he does with it. If he doesn't do anything with it, fine. Now you can move on and you can bring up a different player, whatever. But give him a chance to prove himself.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.